A warm, warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining today. It's the full moon, and it feels like it's a pretty powerful one. Wonderful that we can be together in this circle. And I invite you, if you've not already got yourself comfortable, to settle in into a comfortable position, whether you're sitting down or lying down. And letting a breath guide you to the present moment simply by giving it your attention without needing to steer anything. The simple act of attention giving is so hugely impactful. And the choice of giving our breath, our attention in this moment, and following it as it travels in our body immediately takes us to another space and heightened awareness. Just taking a few conscious breaths and paying attention to where your breath takes you, to the quality, to the depth, to the pace. Taking your attention to wherever it is taking you. In other words, what is asking your attention in this moment? Is it your body? Is it your heart space? Are there thoughts that are taking up your attention, asking or wanting to be heard? Or perhaps there's a wish for stillness. Just noticing and observing what is in this moment. Noticing the quality of your attention and whether you find it drifting or focused. Simply noticing without judging. We spend enough of our time during the day judging ourselves, our thoughts, others, how we should be, how things should be, how others should be. So let's consciously choose right now to be free, free, free of that. Free to be just how we are in this moment. Just how we feel in this moment. And then taking our attention to our heart energy center. Again, just simply observing, noticing what happens when we take our attention here to this amazing, beautiful space. The physical heart, which miraculously pumps away without our needing to think about it, keeping us alive as we know life in this form, with a sense of gratitude. Deep gratitude from the wholeness of our emotional and energetic heart. And as we give that attention, there might be a sense of expansion of this heart energy within and beyond our body, because it is always, in fact, radiating. Way beyond our physical and auric space. All the more so when we give it our conscious attention. The seat of our soul and the seat of love. Imagine it being purified in this moment without you needing to do anything. It simply is happening as we call in the light of lights from above, from the divine. As we also reach upwards, sensing upwards perhaps, asking to be filled by divine light with that healing quality, however you perceive it, filling up your entire system. So that whilst it is doing so, we are at the same time reaching upwards or sensing into the higher dimensions, opening up to receive, as if there were an antenna or a satellite dish at the crown of our head, the crown chakra, giving thanks as we sense into this higher consciousness which is always present, the oneness we are a part of. Perhaps energetically reaching up further and further into the space of purity, divinity, source. So pure and so difficult to describe in human words. So light and strengthening at the same time, allowing this to fill us in our physical body as we reconnect back to our heart space. Just allowing all this to happen, knowing that it is happening, trusting that it is without needing to steer, understand, force. Just simply relax into this and allowing the light to do its work without needing to give it directions because it knows exactly what it needs to do for us within our physical as well as energetic bodies, clearing, releasing, expanding, relaxing. So that we're in this cocoon of light, sourced from above, not only safe but healing in several ways. And from our heart space, we reach downwards into the earth, following the light, reaching into the center of our beautiful, beautiful planet, her pulse, her heart, her wholeness, her strength, her resilience, her beauty. Feeling how she holds us rooted without rigidity. It is a sense of being held, a sense of interconnectedness with all that is, all the beings that she holds and calls and is home to, our fellow beings, both sentient and non sentient, all the landscapes, so that we are all home together, all connected together. That similar sense of oneness on this planet, with a sense of gratitude. Again, no need to steer or understand or force anything, simply allowing it to be. Acknowledging and honoring that she connects us all in this circle, but also beyond. That life force of miraculousness. The life forces all over this world. Absolutely amazing when we take a moment to give that our conscious attention. The beautiful crystals, the eruptive volcanoes, life in the deep sea, still so unknown to humankind. The past, the present, and future. The colors. And with this sense of perhaps wonder and love for our home, we reconnect with our heart space so that we are now in full connection or full conscious connection with above and below. With a sense of increased expansion, relaxedness, perhaps, as well as deep reverence for just how incredibly connected and interconnected we all are with everything and everyone, allowing our hearts to embrace, to reach out, bridging without discriminating, good or bad, without judgment, just completely free, completely free. Allowing ourselves to be filled with love from within, also for who we are, our paths, our past, our present, and the future, which has yet to show itself. The person we have become and are becoming. But that love from within, expanding and bridging so that we're radiating this. Enhanced by the purity from above and below. Allowing our breaths to deepen this experience. trusting, knowing that we are not alone, but there are many, many, many more. Bridges of light all over, so that we're always held as well by others as well as the heavens and the earth. And I'll open the records and invite you to be with me as I do so. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of light, help me to know this circle in the light of the Akashic Records, to see this circle through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the Masters, teachers, and loved ones of this circle have with them. The records are now open, and we welcome any higher entities who are present without needing to know who they are and what their names are. But that is a human thing. Having said that, I particularly welcome Kuan Yin, the Wise Council, and Archangel Metatron, the keeper of the records, and our beloved friend Mulan. We give thanks for any guidance and wisdom they wish to offer us today. We welcome you, dear ones. The air may feel thick, literally and metaphorically. When there is stillness, one wishes for a breeze. And when there is wind, one wishes for there to be more stillness. The air is oftentimes filled with thoughts, so that it can oftentimes very easily turn into mini cyclones in one's mind. And of course, meteorologically into tornadoes on your planet. But we wish to speak of those little cyclones that swirl around in your minds and sometimes in your hearts, indeed, and around you. There are always mini cyclones swirling around in that sense, for there is never full stillness on all levels. Even if you are still within, it is more likely than not that there are others around you who are unable to be still or are caught up in their own swirling of emotions or thoughts, and which may well show up as aggression, even if it is not so intended. The same evidently goes for yourselves. As humans, you are susceptible to that which goes on around you, so that it can take an effort to not have a knee jerk reaction or respond instantaneously in counterpart or defense, but to create space in which you can move and not find yourself in the line of fire, dare we say, or have trained yourself over time to not immediately react, or at least if you go off center, are able to return so that even if your response was a mini cyclone emotionally and mentally or otherwise, for you may well have physical reactions as the body too is extremely, if not even more so, susceptible to these outside influences. With conscious effort and attention, which requires practice, as always, you can become more quickly aware of the fact that there are these mini cyclones, or however else you wish to name them or sense them. and then choose. Find ways to first acknowledge, perhaps understand, although that is not always possible. And understanding oftentimes only comes when they have quietened down in both heart and mind, but not to deny their existence, nor of those around you. For indeed, sometimes you may be the very cause of cyclones others are experiencing. Intentionally or not. And that is when the air is very thick indeed between individuals who are caught up in cyclones, or, needless to say, between entire states, nations, cultures. The place to begin, as you know, is within. The more you are able to not so much silence, but recognize and work with those inner messages, indeed, of swirling thoughts or emotions. And find your way back to stillness, trust, that sense of peace and serenity. Gently, without judging yourself if you're not able to do so as quickly as you would like, but by setting an intention when you become aware of those cyclones, and giving it your conscious attention is in itself a gift. Judging in itself is a form of a mini cyclone. You only add to the depth of it or the speed of it. Which isn't exactly conducive. So the gentle recognition in itself is worth appreciating. And the thing with cyclones, as you will know from your own meteorological reports, is sometimes very hard to predict. They can come out of the blue, both the inner and external ones. And metaphorically knock you off your feet at times. All the more reason. Practice and the return to stillness, serenity, as often as you can, especially during these turbulent times in socio-energetic fields, which are very draining and putting a strain on many more than they realize, including yourselves. It is, shall we say, nearly a necessity should you wish to play your role in enlightening your own lives, but also that of the whole. Beginning naturally with the immediate environment you are in. You can begin by simply imagining intending those cyclones to become a gentle breeze, refreshing, uplifting, so that there is flow, because stillness does not mean there is no movement. There is fresh air, lightness, clarity, so that you are able to be alert and open to your own inner and higher wisdom. And with that, dear ones, for these are important times, we invite you to consider making this your practice, even more so perhaps than you already are. As you follow your paths with more clarity and lightness and love, we hold you in always and shall retreat for now, in and with love and with a fresh breeze. We would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. We'd like to thank the lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And we would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. Amen. So I invite us all to take a conscious breath Inviting that breeze into our bodies, our heart, becoming conscious of where our physical being is seated or lying down in contact with the chair, whatever it is that you're in contact with physically. Gently feeling into your body, rolling your shoulders or stretching your fingers and toes and feet and arms in your own pace. Perhaps moving your head gently from side to side or up and down. Again, using your breath to guide you back into this very present moment. Once again, giving thanks for the life force that we all miraculously enjoy and sometimes forget to enjoy. Doing what feels right for you, whether you wish to continue sitting or lying down. As we come to a close for today, and I thank you all very, very much for joining me, us, and wish you well, filled with lightness, brightness, breeze, and managing those cyclones in and around you with as much gentleness and love as possible. Take good care.